We are this close, baby. Just under 10 weeks from the official opening of Epic Universe. And I don't know if you can feel it through the screen, but the hype is real. You've got single day tickets finally available for non-pass holders. You've got early preview reviews pouring in with everyone losing their minds over how incredible this park is shaping up to be. And if you've been following our series, you've got a whole new hype guide from us to get you ready for the moment that you step through that Epic Universe Chronos. Because today we are diving head first into Super Nintendo World and ranking everything that this incredible world will have to offer.
Now you might be watching this and thinking, Super Nintendo World, what's the big deal? We already have this in Hollywood. Yes, we have one in Japan, and yes, we have one in Hollywood. But the biggest difference is the one coming to Epic Universe on May 22nd is going to be the most expansive yet. And what do I mean by that? Unlike Japan and Hollywood, we're gonna get all of the most popular and major attractions starting from day one. We hit the lottery, baby.
Kicking off our hype list with number 6, we have Yoshi's Adventure. Now, this is going to be an attraction that they currently only have in Universal Studios Japan. So
sorry, Hollywood. Maybe next time.
This is going to be a pretty unique experience for everyone 100%. Walking into Epic.
And if you need a little refresher, this is basically an Omni-Mover style ride. It's slow pace, easy going, but it's not about that. It's about the beautiful views that we're going to get to see at the top of Mushroom Kingdom. So
a very atmospheric style
go in there
ride.
and soak up the atmosphere. And if you know, also on top of that, the theming is pretty cool here, because if you're a gaming nerd like me and you've ever heard of Yoshi's Island, this is basically going to be themed after that. So we're going to see colorful Yoshis everywhere. We're going to see Baby Mario, a whole bunch of Easter eggs. I might have to bring a tissue box because it's going to be so nostalgic. I might shed 1 tear, 2 tears. We'll see. You heard it here first.
If you want to donate tissue boxes, bring them our way. But this isn't going to be just a sightseeing attraction. We are going to get to climb into our own Yoshi cart, and we are going to have to be paying attention because we're going to be helping Captain Toad track down mysterious Yoshi eggs.
Right.
So keep your eyes peeled for those eggs.
Keep it, yeah, exactly.
Now, if you know anything about us, you know that we are more of intense adrenaline style thrills and chills. However, that doesn't mean that we're not hyped for this.
Right.
We will put this dead last on our hype list, but we are definitely going to ride it at least once or twice.
At least once or twice, at least 6 times.
Oh, I got to see those tissues first, the tears.
So we're going to keep going until I shed a tear. All right.
Excuse me, sir. I just have to ask, who are you wearing today?
Oh my God. I'm so glad you asked. It's my Bowser fit check, you mean? Check out this shirt. Bowser looking badass. Cut the sleeves just for myself. And wait, check this out. Ready? Bam! Bowser plushie follows me everywhere. How badass is that?
We have a little bit of a situation over here because it is starting to pour. We knew that there was a little bit of rain coming in today. We did not expect it to be like this, but we do have a whole setup over here. I wish that I could show you. We'll insert a photo for you.
But no matter what, nothing is stopping us from delivering this hype list.
Absolutely nothing is stopping us. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's just rain coming down. At number 5, we do have the themed food and dining over at Super Nintendo World. Now, if you have been following our series, I will say that this falls a little bit lower on our list than usual. Is there not enough protein for you, man? What's going on?
It's debatable. It's debatable.
Now, let's talk about the snacks that we do have coming to Super Nintendo World. Because there is no stone left unturned here, we have Yoshi's Snack Island, which is based on the Yoshi Island game.
We've got Turbo Boost Treats, which is themed after the Mario Kart franchise, which is pretty cool. And then we've got Bubbly Barrel over at Donkey Kong Country Land, which is themed after the man himself, of course, DK. Say that 3 times.
The Donkey Kong Country Land, Donkey Kong Country Land, Donkey Kong Country Land.
Why do you say it like that?
Because I was like about to mess up. Now, the coolest part about all of this, though, is that we're actually going to get to have all of these snack bar areas to ourselves 100%. At Epic Universe, because while Yoshi's Snack Island does exist at Universal Japan, in the US, we are getting that one, as well as Turbo Boost Treats and the Bubbly Barrel, which are going to be Epic Universe exclusives, because those are not in Japan.
So badass. But I want to talk about, because snacks are great and all, but the main eatery here that we're looking forward to is, of course, Toadstool Café. And I'm sure you're looking forward to it too, because it is very popular over in Hollywood and Japan. And this one is pretty badass because as soon as we go into it, the theming is basically we're going to the Toad house. and we're gonna be greeted by Chef Toad himself through
So
digital
cute.
screens
So cute.
everywhere. And he's ready to whip up some badass looking platters for us. I mean, I'm really excited for
I
this
am
one.
also really excited because the menu seems very similar to the ones that we've seen over at Hollywood and
Right.
Japan.
Right,
So they've got
100%.
everything from the Toadstool cheesy garlic knots, we've got the super mushroom pizza bowl, and we've got the Mario and Luigi themed burgers.
Right. The thing I'm most looking forward to, I'm a huge Bowser fan myself, is Bowser's, over here, I don't know if you can see it, but the Bowser's Fireball Challenge with the hot sauce, with the 1 pound meatball, with fresh parsley. I'll be honest, when I first saw the puff pastry of the Bowser logo itself, I didn't even see what else was on the menu. I'm just like, this is all I want. I want 5 of these right now.
Well, 5 of those, is your stomach going to handle that well?
Well, yeah, with the hot sauce, get that toilet paper ready. My stomach's not gonna
tissues
sit
ready, toilet paper ready. Now, we haven't seen every single photo for all the dishes that
Right.
are coming to Super Nintendo World, but if they're anything like Hollywood and Japan's, we already know that we're going to get some pretty amazing items here. At number 4 on our hype list, we have theming and atmosphere, baby. Now, if you know anything about us, you know we love immersion, theming, vibes, and everything in between. We want to see every nook and cranny of this land, and Super Nintendo World is going to be a paradise for gamers. Now, in this world, it is super unique because we not only have 1, but 2 lands within it all.
We've got Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country Land. And if you've been living under a Koopa shell, which I tend to myself as well, so no shame there, but you know that Donkey Kong Country is only available right now at Universal Japan because Universal Hollywood just doesn't have the space for it.
At least not right now.
Right, technically.
Yeah. So this is going to be a very unique experience for a lot of people, unless you've been to Universal Japan.
Show
which,
off.
I mean, now, from the moment that you step through this iconic green pipe into Super Nintendo World, it is game on, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to get to see everything that you would see in a real-life mushroom kingdom with pieces of Super Mario Land just coming to life everywhere.
It's so damn exciting. You're going to see literally the moving platforms, the spinning coins. You're going to see characters like Koopa Troopas, Goombas, the Yoshis, and so
Piranha
much
plants,
more.
just
Right,
everything.
Just like everything in constant motion. So
Yes.
it's really going to feel like we're inside of the game itself.
Exactly. And then over at Donkey Kong Country, you've got a completely different vibe. We're going to get to see jungles from the classic
Right.
DK games really come to life here. Also, we have huge waterfalls.
Right, and that mine cart just like zipping through the land with a giant golden temple in the back. It's just
Yes,
gonna look
but
so
we will get to that in a minute. Juan,
Right.
you're getting a little too excited right now. Let's jump back to Super Mario World because we cannot just glaze over the piece de resistance of this whole land. We're talking about the iconic landmarks that we're going to see here,
Oh,
like
yes.
Peach's Castle,
Oh, I can't
which is
wait.
what we're going to be stepping through as we walk into the Mushroom Kingdom, as well as Mount Beanpole, which is what we will
front and center.
Yes, lay our eyes on the second that we step into Super Mario
Right.
World.
We really want to create a world that is happening whether or not you're there or not.
Right.
You're just visiting on this day.
When we're talking theming, we need to talk about, as a Bowser fan myself, Bowser's Castle, because it is dark, it is intimidating, it is everything you could ever want as a Bowser fan in a castle. It does it justice to the King Koopa himself. I mean, I just want to say that. Everything.
I mean, I know how
so
excited you are about this, so I'm excited for you. Now, as a nice little finishing touch to all of the atmosphere here, just like all the other worlds that we're going to get at Epic, we're going to get meet and greets similar to Hollywood and Japan. We're going to get to see characters like Mario, Luigi, King Kong,
King Kong.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong and Princess Peach as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and many others.
Right.
But the best part about this land is actually how you interact with
Oh
it.
yes. So now before we jump on to our next item on the list, I gotta do something real quick. And we're back.
We're back, baby.
The sun is
It's
shining.
magic.
Beautiful blue sky behind us. We had to call it quits last night because it got so terrible.
Sometimes you just gotta cut your losses and call it a day.
Yeah,
so
I will
we
say,
got
though,
home,
we
threw
did shower.
our clothes in the trash. I was about to say
in the trash.
in the wash.
In the wash, because clearly I'm wearing the same thing, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be wearing the
I
same
mean,
thing for the
Juan
rest of the
just
week.
wanted to have his Bowser fit
Yeah,
for this video.
I have
Let's be
to.
real.
Now, before we dive into our number 3 spot, we do want to talk about very quickly the big news that dropped today.
Yes, Universal this morning dropped on us official first look photos into Epic Universe. These were not artist renderings. These were actual photos into each of the worlds.
Beautiful. That's how I'll describe it.
Mind blown.
I will say bias. Dark Universe looks phenomenal.
Baby.
But
amazing. But we'll let you decide which one you are most hyped for.
Right. Now let's jump on to number 3,
yes,
which is key challenges and interactive activities.
Now, with these key challenges and interactive activities, Universal really wants to make you feel like you are right smack dab in the middle of a video game, and they are calling this their 4th attraction in the land.
Oh yeah, I'm just so freaking excited. Now, in case you didn't know, you basically have to purchase what they call power-up bands to participate in any of this. So they have a wide variety to choose from. They have Princess Peach and Daisy, they've got Mario, they've got Luigi, they've got Yoshi.
Who are you gonna be?
I mean, you can't pick Bowser, so I'm gonna have to go with Yoshi.
I'm gonna be Princess Daisy.
Because you look like Princess Daisy?
I already have the hair. I've always been Princess Daisy. I gotta stay Princess Daisy. Anyway, with these power-up bands, they will allow us to interact with elements like coin blocks or complete key challenges that are going to be scattered all over the land. The goal here is to collect as many coins and stamps as possible to land at that number 1 spot.
It's going to be very fun. But talking about key challenges, so based off of what we've seen come out of Universal Hollywood in Japan, we know that we're going to be doing all sorts of boss battles that are going to be scattered around the land. Everything from competing to knocking a Goomba off a platform to trying to stop a bomb from exploding. And every time you defeat one of these bosses, you collect a digital key. If you collect enough of those, you basically unlock the final boss battle, which is Bowser Jr.'s Shadow Showdown.
Wow.
I mean, this sounds super exciting because here you're going to get to jump, you're going to get to swipe, you got to dodge, and basically defeat him so that you can collect the golden mushroom at the end.
Are you going to collect that golden mushroom?
Of course. He's got no chance against
Now,
me.
I will say that once these power bands are on, the gloves are off, because
done deal.
we are not just competitive against ourselves,
right?
But this is competing against every single person in the land.
Everybody, to the point where there's going to be a leaderboard that you can check through your power-up bands. I'm going to collect at least 1 million coins.
A million?
A million. You're going to get first until they kick me out.
A million. Okay, 1 million. Coming in hot at number 2, we have Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge.
And we're so looking forward to it. Now, let me stop you right there real quick because I know there's somebody out there watching this video and it's going to ask, why is this at your number 2? I understand, and I'll be the first one to acknowledge that it is a slower paced family ride, right?
Based on everything that we've seen in Japan and Hollywood,
I mean,
yes.
Who wouldn't want to be at 150 cc's at that Mario Kart track with the wind just flowing through our beautiful, luscious hair right now? You know what I mean?
His beautiful, luscious hair.
I mean,
okay.
I would say whatever. Anyway, it's not just about the speed stuff here. We're excited for a lot of things in this attraction.
We are, starting with the theming here, because we're going to be stepping into Bowser's Castle. And here we're going to feel like we've jumped straight into a Mario Kart game. I mean, we're going to see massive statues of Bowser, race trophies, characters from iconic courses that we all know and love, as well as little Easter eggs referencing
everywhere. Honestly, as a Bowser fan myself, this is Bowser fan approved. This is everything you could ever want to see in a Bowser lair itself. And it's not just the queue, because that's mainly what we're talking about here is the queue itself. We're talking about also the tracks, because if you're a Mario Kart fan like me, you're going to be able to live through those legendary tracks like Rainbow Road,
my favorite,
Twisted Mansion, like obviously Bowser's Castle. The other reason why we love this is because of the technology that we've never been able to experience, and we're so looking forward to it. Augmented reality, being able to see all of the digital shells and the coins and the bananas and being able to use that interactive element. Honestly, that alone sounds exciting. And then the third thing, of course, the competition. Because just like the power-up bands, we are not just competing with ourselves, we're competing with everybody else on that track. And the best part is that according to Universal, we're going to have a different experience every single time. So just like the Mario Kart games, you could end up in first place like me, or you could end up in 8th place like Pao over here, my wife. You met her before? Have you heard of Pao?
Now, before we get to that top number on our list, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button to spread this video out through YouTube for all the other Epic Universe fans who cannot wait to walk into.
Yes, but enough chit chat. Let's talk about our number one spot, and that is Minecart Madness over at Donkey Kong Country.
Now, currently this ride only exists outside of the US at Universal Studios Japan. We're the first to get this in the States, and I cannot
That's
wait.
historic history in the making you're witnessing right now. But it's not just that, because we're super excited about that, but we love the idea that this is unprecedented technology, which we'll talk about in a second, and the theming alone here is amazing. I mean, the idea of being shot out of an oversized barrel, just like the DK games.
It's crazy.
I'm so freaking excited about it.
Yes, in Minecart Madness, we're going to go on a journey through the Golden Temple, and we're going to help Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong protect the golden banana from the Tiki Tak tribe, which is exactly the kind of plot that you would expect from a DK game.
Now, the attraction itself from the outside looks freaking gorgeous. You got the giant golden temple, you've got the waterfalls, the giant barrel like we just mentioned, and the minecart zipping through the landscape.
It's really bringing it all together for you.
Oh, 100%. Now, I will say this is a family coaster, so it is very rare to see a family coaster at our number one spot for a hype list.
But it's the technology that really just shoots this straight to number one for us, because we're going to have a hidden track beneath this coaster, completely out of sight, while there is a visible track that is broken to our own eyes. Now, this is going to give us a sort of like a visual illusion that we're leaping across different gaps, just in the Donkey Kong.
Just like the game.
The best part about this is that there are 0 screens. It is all practical effects.
That is freaking amazing. So if you're like Pao and you throw up every time you see a screen.
Okay, don't be rude. No, I don't. But
this will be the ride for you. Now, the other thing I want to mention is that we don't really know how fast exactly this ride goes. And since it is a family ride, we're not sure, but
Universal is actually considering this a thrill ride. So if Mario Kart is maybe a little too slow for you, head on over to Donkey Kong Country.
That's right. And all of us together, like a big happy family, will shoot out of a barrel. It's going to be beautiful.
One big happy family, baby. It's going to be epic.
We're so excited. I'm honestly counting down those days.
Now, I will say that if you are a fan of early park admission, Super Nintendo World is going to be the only world outside of Celestial Park that is going to be available for EPA if you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel. We are not the biggest fans of waking up early and getting to a theme park, but if you are, this is something that you really want to take advantage of, because
100%.
all the rides in Super Nintendo World are going to be open during EPA.
No, let me start over. Let's advise. You should take advantage of this, because that way you get to practice Mario Kart, go as many times as you want, and by the time we get there at night,
we're gonna get to the top of the leaderboard, take you down.
And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, well. Now, if you've been following along with this series, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't been following along with this series, we do have a Dark Universe ranking hype guide and a How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berg hype guide that you can watch right
the hype
here.
is real.
Now,
stay
tuned for the next one.
Woo!